start the fucking
No,
show.
I
Well,
got
Jesus
my,
if
Christ.
my
everybody's
fan
gonna
axe
buy
is
one,
kicked in enough that I'm
if
not
everybody's
like
gonna buy one, I'll get one here in a
super
couple weeks.
inflamed with
Mystic, when are you
my
getting yours?
sinuses.
Whenever Biden sends me some money.
Okay,
I
shit.
mean,
I'll
it's
get mine when I get
solid.
back. I'll get mine when I get back from Florida.
It's
Let me shut off my other light.
yeah,
The
it's
fucking
solid. It's like the Game Boy of fucking VRs, honestly.
I'm
Okay, well,
honestly
Game
just
Boy-
getting one to work out. I mean, I'll play with you guys,
Yeah.
but
Oh, you'll
if I can fucking, because the problem is, even when I ride a bike, it still has to rotate my hip.
right.
Right. Shit is so painful, dude. I can't
Feel
walk
all
for 2
this-
fucking days after I do it.
All right, let's do it. On this
Doing it live.
episode of the Red Eye Report, we're talking about the Mongol Empire. These motherfuckers
Lord.
accomplished a lot in the 13th century. How did they do it?
They're an awesome video game on PlayStation also.
With me on this train wreck of a history lesson is Mystic. He's like the Genghis Khan of breakfast buffets. Get him near a casino buffet, and it's a total fucking domination of the bacon bits in the toilet.
Yeah.
Bacon bits in the toilet.
Ain't nobody getting in.
You've been warned.
You have been warned.
Yo, Jesus, he got a kid.
That's why they build big walls around them now, like the Chinese did.
Also with me this evening is Teddy. He's wrestled 10,000 men to keep his anal virginity, but I think the dam is about to break.
What are you talking about?
Teddy, hang in there, brother.
Fuck you. Mystic, have you ever been asked to leave a buffet or all you can eat place?
No. Are you that a serious fucking question? What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, I have, so I was asking.
Really? No. I've
Yeah.
never been
Yeah,
asked
weren't
to
you
do
really
that.
high in like Spain or something?
I was in Portugal and I went to this weed store, bought all this shit and all this candy. And I was the only guy in there, and the guy was helping me out. He let me taste a bunch of shit. And like across the street, there was an all-you-can-eat sushi place, and these rolls were fucking tiny. And we were right by the ocean. These rolls were fucking tiny, bro. And I just kept eating and eating. And they were like, "You gotta go, bro." I was like,
all you can eat sushi though. That's one of those where I'm gonna fucking put that shit away. You told me all you can eat sushi. I don't know what to tell you, dude. This is
it was
this ain't shitty Chinese shit.
Yeah, it wasn't a buffet. You ordered
thing, but the sushi goes down like, and you could just pop
Yeah.
it in there. It's so good.
Yeah. It's and they were like, "Yeah, we'll make this last order for you. Then we gotta actually leave." I'm like, "Oh, my bus ain't coming back for like another hour."
You said all you can eat, motherfucker.
Yeah, right. Don't say
Oh my god.
sushi because fuck, man.
Right, I think we're still in the intro, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
Mhm.
But that was good. All right. We also have Ashtray. He doesn't have any amazing feats of horsemanship under his belt, but he is a raging Mongo, so there's that.
True. I am.
You're a Mongo, Lloyd.
So yeah, what are you if you're as a Mongo without the Lloyd? Is there a difference?
I think Mongo's like maybe not
Mongo's
a better
like
way
the
to say
brute guy
retard.
From,
That's awesome. We're still in the intro. Moment of handless. My bag is pulling up. Let's go.
All
All right, all right,
I'm not gonna waste his bag. 'cause y'all would've-
Okay. Finally, there's me, Oracle. I've been sucking on a weed tincture like it's a goat dick on the great steppes of Mongolia.
Oh shit.
And this is the Red Eye Report. Okay, so before we begin,
you Mongolians.
we need to do the moment of inhalants.
Dude, you went from I'm gonna try this weed to fucking crackhead, bro. What the fuck happened?
on my shitty wall.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, no.
It's now basically legal. I mean, it's not legal to sell in Madison, but all criminal.
Decriminalized.
Yeah, it's totally decriminalized.
Just in
because I love
Madison?
the oxymoron of
Decriminalized in Nashville.
They better.
All right, so let's talk about the Mongol Empire. And I kind of got on this because I finished The Last Kingdom, which was, about Vikings and awesome show.
Mongols, baby.
And I found this show called Marco Polo on Netflix. which
Oh,
is
yeah.
That's been around for a while,
Yeah.
right?
I was gonna watch that, but
yeah, and it's actually pretty good. It's a good show. It's definitely worth checking out.
So that's about the Mongol
Yeah,
Empire. I guess I
that's
didn't
about the
really-
so Marco Polo actually went in to Mongolian China at the end of that empire. He was at the very end, and his famous book was released right after that. And that was all made possible because of the Silk Road. So we've heard of the Silk Road,
Yep.
right? So the
I
Silk
thought
The
Go
Silk
ahead.
Road was like a
Polo
Mongol thing.
I thought Marco Polo was just a swimmer. Isn't
Yeah.
that just he doesn't just swim?
he doesn't just swim.
Marco.
Oh,
we get it. The
Yeah,
joke wasn't
no,
funny.
it's
when
a
we
Right.
started.
That was a
Okay.
fun, that was a fun game.
So-
That was a fun game.
The Silk Road, that wouldn't have been possible without the fucking Mongolians because they had conquered that entire fucking stretch all the way from Europe to the fucking the Chinese Empire, to the end of the Chinese Empire.
So what era is this, or what's the year?
So this is the 1200s that this is mainly taking
okay.
place here.
better
And so
look at the feed.
Good millennia.
right. So and it was a hell of
Yeah,
a fucking
Garth's
ride.
Garth.
Hell of a fucking ride. So the largest it was the largest contiguous land empire in history, stretching from Korea to Ukraine, from
Really?
Siberia to southern China.
I thought Alexander the Great was.
Nope, this is bigger.
Well, I mean, if you take all of like China and Russia, I mean, that's
That
pretty
shit's
much- that's-
big,
that's-
right?
Yeah,
it's a huge
Yeah, that's-
portion.
Hey,
of
it's
fucking-
really
Russia
big.
spans 11 time zones.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
The Huns
Just-
took all that shit too, didn't they? That was a lot earlier. That was in like 400.
No, I don't think the Huns took Russia. The Huns like the
I thought
Nobody,
they took-
nobody
they
took
I-
Russia.
I bet you we'd find out if we let Oracle talk.
Yeah, probably.
the Huns are
Thanks, Devin.
Germans, right?
So
Shh,
the
don't-
Mongols, yeah, nobody was able to take Russia during the winter except the fucking Mongols. They were able to take it. And so these were fucking like sheep herders. These were nomadic people that were out on the steppes of Mongolia. I mean, really not collected in any way. And then this guy, Temujin, is born in 1206. So Temujin comes together, and he was actually born into an aristocratic Mongol family, but his father died early on in his life. But this guy was really smart, and what he did was he formed strategic alliances with other leaders, and as he was doing this and he was rising up the ranks, he was actually promoting people based on merit. So all of these different soldiers were being promoted on merit. And a lot of this early stuff that I'm talking about is coming from this great TED Talk. There's a video or like a lesson that's on our website. So they're conquering this stuff and slowly, building. And he's like, hey, you're good. Okay. You get promoted. And what he did is, as these people were being promoted, these conquered people, he would scatter them throughout his own ranks so they couldn't unite into one group to go against him. And they were actually fiercely loyal to him. So something that the Mongols, which is very
So,
different.
This
than-
isn't what Genghis Khan is a different Mongol.
well,
He's not talking about Genghis Khan yet, bro.
okay, so here's the thing.
sure
he
he'll
isn't
get there.
he isn't Genghis Khan. So in 1206, after he's uniting all these people, he becomes Chinggis Khan, or what is known as Genghis Khan.
Okay, I was gonna say
Hmm
this gotta be the same motherfucker.
Right, this is the same guy, but this is the guy that
Ashtray is fucking
Right,
wasted.
right.
dog.
I am.
this is the
God
guy.
damn.
And I'm so wasted that I can't detect that Ashtray is wasted. It's pretty amazing how that works.
God.
So this guy he came from fucking nothing. Nomadic tribes, they're living in these fucking yurts out in bumfuck Egypt,
Such a good name.
right? And he
Love
brings them
that
together,
word.
and he the thing about the Mongols, the thing that made them so successful and ultimately led to their downfall was that they accepted everything into them. So even though they were fucking brutals, like we have these ideas of like the Mongols, like, oh my God, these killing everybody. Yes, that happened. But they strategically brought in religions and customs into their own culture and their own domains as they went about by doing this. And they leveraged it to strengthen their own empire. So 1206, that's when Genghis Khan becomes Genghis Khan. We go from these nomads to, wow, this is like a powerful empire. And there is this powerful god Tenguri that they worship, and Genghis Khan is like, you know what? That motherfucker just told me to conquer the whole world. And anybody
No shit.
Funny,
right?
yeah, funny how
Don't
God
you
works.
hate
Right.
it when he tells you to conquer the whole
right.
world?
And
Fuck,
anybody
man,
that
I was gonna take the weekend off.
anybody that defies me defies that motherfucker, and they need to die.
Well,
So that's-
shit, you can't argue with that
Sounds
logic.
about right.
Right.
Sounds
Yeah.
about right.
So that's how it takes off. So in this Genghis Khan, he takes over northern China in the eastern Islamic lands during his time. In 1227, he dies. So 1206, he becomes Genghis Khan. 1227, he dies. The 1230s, during the 1230s, he has his family, and it's called the Golden Lineage. They conquer the Turks of Central Asia and Russian princes. 1241, they destroy 2 European armies. 1250s, they seize Islamic territory as far as Baghdad. And in
Wow.
1279, they reach southern China. So I'm actually going to bring up a map here. This is the size. If you look
What's
on,
the difference or distance between Baghdad and China? Isn't that a long way?
oh, it's a long motherfucking way.
Gonna
It's a
say.
fucking long ass way. And they
Right.
walked, bro.
So if you look at the stream, look at the size of this fucking
shit.
I had the
Yeah.
donkeys and camels.
That's
They were
huge.
yeah, it's
I mean, yeah.
huge. Absolutely huge. And this happened in under 100 years. So one of the things that happened here, when Mongols conquered a territory, they left local administrators to take care of it. They didn't wipe out the entire government. They actually kept religions and customs and things in place in order to work under their rule. When they captured,
it's a necessary.
right, when they captured engineers and artists and specialists, they would actually strategically locate them around their empire. So, for instance, gunpowder, if they needed gunpowder, they had specialists in China. They had this gold brocade, which was like this silk with gold woven into it. So they would get the silk from China, the gold from Tibet, and weavers from Baghdad would actually weave it together. So they're creating this entire industry across their culture. And they're extremely mobile because every person knew how to ride a horse, and they were able to ride a horse. So by doing this, by conquering all of this area, they were actually able to provide the way for what would be the Silk Road. I mean, this would be incredibly dangerous to do before the Mongols had actually conquered all these lands. With this Silk Road, you could actually travel through Mongolian territory the entire time. So trade flourished. And one of the things that guaranteed this was part of the success of this empire is they actually had kind of like the Pony Express across all of the Mongol Empire. So they had horse messengers and relay posts throughout the entire
beyond
thing.
Even just the Silk Road itself.
Yeah, throughout the entire empire. This is how they were able to keep people, communicating and keep things moving. So just an example of another example, like they would take China, like porcelain from China, pottery, and they would
Oh
actually
yeah.
have dye from Iran, and they would put that on there, and that would make the China.
Oh
So
yeah.
and
There's
they
a
would trade that.
whole thing about how fucking porcelain in China was like a secret. No one knew it
Right.
for ages, and that's why it was so coveted.
Right, right. And, they were able to create this and trade in this. So, one of the things that would happen when one of these Khans would die, their successor was not guaranteed. So, we're not talking like the European kings where it's like, okay, yep, my son, firstborn son is the king. Didn't work that way. So, your offspring, basically, the person that was the most deemed the most worthy through battle and through other means, and they had to go through a council and everything else, that was going to be the next Khan. It was not guaranteed. So there was a lot of fighting.
Oh, so there are multiple cons.
Right. It actually splintered into multiple Khans at a certain point. So because of this, they at kind of its peak, they had 4 Khanates throughout the world. They had China, and that was Kublai Khan, and that's actually Marco Polo. That's what that show is based upon. They had Iran, they had Central Asia, and the people that were in Central Asia, they would actually go down into India and do a lot of kind of stuff in India. Timur and
Weird Indian
Babur.
shit.
Yeah, weird Indian shit. And then they had Eastern Europe. So some of the unexpected or expected consequences of the Mongol conquest, they had something that was called Pax Mongolica. And basically this meant peace across the entire empire. So that huge fucking part of the empire, after they killed everybody that they wanted to kill, and they were brutal. They were brutal as fuck, with like enemy fucking soldiers and shit that they wanted to cut down, and they had this the name for themselves. Like people are like, holy shit, we're not gonna fuck with these guys. Let's just get the hell out of here. Whatever
What
we
was
need
their
to do.
nickname?
Nickname?
Or like they have a name for
They didn't
themselves,
fucking
like
need one.
They don't
or
need
just
one.
their reputation. You mean?
Right, their reputation. Yeah, their reputation. So people didn't want to fuck with them. So as a result of that, after that had all settled, you could travel across that entire area because that was the Mongol Empire. Now, because of that, trade was better than ever. We have the Silk Road. But as a result, so could pathogens cross through these area, and this is what
Gotcha,
caused the
bringing it full
bubonic
circle.
plague.
Pandemics, man.
Right. So the bubonic plague actually killed way more people than what the Mongols could have ever killed.
So biological
Goddamn
warfare,
fleas
man.
and rats.
Right. So just some random facts about some Mongols, ancient Mongolians. By the age of 3, Mongol children were taught to ride horses by their mothers. In order to prevent injury, the children would be tied to the horse at first, and within a couple of years, the child would begin training with bow and arrow.
Weren't they also the ones who did they ride like completely bareback?
I think so.
Or bareback and like shot arrows.
Mhm.
I heard once, I don't know if this is true, but I heard that during the Genghis Khan days, like they would ride in pairs or quadruplets.
Mm-hmm.
So if one of them fell, the other 3, if they came back, would be killed. Like it was like you were a unit.
Right.
If one of your unit died, you all died.
Right.
Or you just don't you don't come back.
You all died, or you went back and tried to, pick them up and recover everyone.
Yeah.
Right.
Like no man left behind. Is that kind of what it was?
No, I mean even if he's dead,
Well,
you might
even
as
if
well
he's dead,
like
you would get
yeah,
home and it'd be like,
they had
yeah.
to protect you, so that was how brutal they were. Like
Oh,
even
damn.
that's how brutal he was. I don't know if that's true. Who fucking
So
knows? You know?
one man of your squad dies, you're all gone.
Well,
Yeah.
they were brutal as fuck, but they were also progressive as fuck in other aspects. Like they would say, "Hey, if you're Jewish, Islamic, Christian, fine, do your thing." You know,
Right.
and no other conquerors would do that. You know,
Oh no.
one thing that I found was interesting. So they were often the Mongols were outnumbered, and but they had this presence about them, and a lot of it had to do with deception. So they would actually um, have dummies. They would bring extra horses, and they would put dummies on the horses, and they would
just to make their look bigger.
make the numbers look bigger, and they would tie sticks to the horses' tails, and that would raise dust clouds, which would make the invading army seem a lot bigger than what it was.
Yeah. Clever.
Clever girl.
Basically creating a dust storm, like a whole bunch of motherfuckers are behind us.
Right.
Imagine stabbing a dummy in battle thinking you got somebody just to get like stabbed in the back by a real dude. Oh,
they didn't.
I got one.
They didn't believe in washing their own clothes, as it was said to pollute the water and disrupt the water cycle. So these
So
were
they
stinky
just didn't,
fuckers.
or who washed them?
I don't know. I don't know if they.
We
did
say
or
their
not.
own clothes, like it's just like.
I don't know. I don't know if they actually cleaned them.
I mean,
or
that does raise a big odor question.
I mean, I think honestly, if you're an ancient person, do you get to
like?
Yeah, does everybody just stink so bad that it doesn't even matter?
Yeah, I would think you get used to certain smells. I mean, it's got to be real bad for you to.
Certain BO, like I don't know, like any BO where it's when you're with someone close, where it's like that smell becomes not so much stinky as it is
familiar.
Like familiar, yeah, it's your
Right.
partner. Whereas like probably only the rich had, at the time anyways, had some form of like fragrances, oils, yeah, to like make themselves smell not raunchy.
Right. So World War II was the deadliest war in history, but the Mongol invasions proved almost as deadly, even though the world population was just 1/5 of what it was during World War II.
Weren't they one of the first ones to try like chemical warfare? Then they catapult bodies of plague people into.
Maybe, and that's one of the thing about the Mongols is when they first started this shit. So one of the things about reasons because of their success is they were able to adapt. So when they first started this, it was just okay, you raid the other camp, you kill everybody, you take their shit and you go. Well, as they start expanding and, Tenguri is like, "Hey, I need you to fucking take over the world for me, okay?" And Genghis Khan is like, "All right, bro, I'll go and do this shit." So he starts going out, but it's like, well, we can't just kill everybody because there's nothing around and, what is that? So they have to actually start to adopt siege warfare. They have to learn how to lay siege upon cities and castles and shit like that. I don't know if they did that. They probably did, but this was they were
I don't know if they actually did that, but it sounds like a good idea.
I know that they waged siege warfare. I don't know if they used biological warfare. So I'm not sure about that. But
the rumor that was like, we'll throw these big old dead bodies with diseases over there.
I have heard that, and I would say that I would say that if it was a group that would embrace that, it would be the Mongols because they were very. It wasn't just
like,
about it wasn't about the brutality so much. It was about like what works.
The pragmatism.
Here it is. It says in 1346 during the siege of Kaffa, now Fedosa, Crimea, The attacking Tatar forces, subjugated by the Mongol Empire under Genghis Khan, used the bodies of Mongol
Genghis
warriors,
Bong.
get Golden Horde who died of plague as weapons.
There you go.
Yeah, they shot him over
Boom.
the fucking because the city was walled in. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So with the post service that they had a system of checkpoints along delivered mail, intelligence reports, and news from checkpoint station to station with thousands of stations and over 50,000 horses. And it was the glue of the empire.
That's 50,000. That's a lot of fucking.
It's a lot of
horsepower.
horses. I mean, it was a big ass area that they had to
I mean, yeah, I
deal
get
with.
it. Yeah, it was.
So, one other thing about the fucking Mongols, check out the kick-ass Mongolian metal band, Tenger Cavalry. I've got a link on the website. It's so cool because they do the throats.
How much are they paying you, bro?
Dude,
How much are
they
paying
do
you?
the throat singing and they do like fucking metal guitar and shit. It's fucking badass. So check it out. That's on our website. But
Throat singing just sounds.
So they legit like live, like Mongolians still live over there in Mongolia.
oh yeah, they do. Yes, they're
I want to make sure
Mongolia is fucking.
yeah, Mongolia is a place, and that's the
I know
thing.
it's a place, but they're not just like, oh, we're Mongolian ancestors. We live here in fucking L.A. We're gonna be a Mongolian.
No,
What
dude.
are you talking
And from what I have heard from people that have been in that area, they very much live that. I mean, obviously, they're not living the exact lifestyle, but you can
Right.
see the
They're
lineage.
kind of tribal, like.
Yeah, you can see the lineage that they have with that. And it's like Genghis Khan is said to have like 14 million descendants.
Yeah,
Right?
isn't
Like, he
he
fucked
like the
everyone.
most? Isn't he like the most? His DNA is like
Yes.
the biggest on Earth.
Yes, it's fucking
Most
insane.
descendants.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you watch that Marco Polo show on
hilarious.
Netflix, they don't hold back.
This fucking motherfuckers left and right.
Dude,
You know, the
Right?
thing is, nowadays, it's like, man, imagine all the fucking child support claims that come at your ass.
right?
Yeah.
That'd ruin your empire.
Just trying to take half for my 50,000 horses, bro. I can't have it.
What kind of
Yeah.
hey, what kind of stimulus check would fucking Genghis Khan get though? You know, like
He wouldn't be eligible
oh, he wouldn't be
Because-
eligible.
because he'd be the one giving out the stimulus check, and he wouldn't give them.
That's true. That's true. All right, so that's what I got for the fucking Mongol Empire. Pretty badass shit. Only lasted for 100 years though. Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, only for 100. Yeah, the good one anyway. So
The good one, yeah.
right,
When it was working.
right when it was actually working. So here's the thing: I should talk about when it fucking actually ended. So at the end of that 100-year period, the thing that had created the success of
Hands are extra shit.
diversification of like saying like, okay, yeah, I'm going to move these people around. I'm going to let all of these religions practice. I'm going to let these, warriors that I have conquered, they're going to be in my army, but they're going to be here and there. The leadership wasn't strong enough. It was too fractured after, the Khans would die. And it just fucking exploded or imploded because, it was just too much. It was too big.
Too big.
They couldn't fucking handle it. It was like the Roman problem, right?
Yeah.
So that's why it came to an end so quickly, and then we went into the Dark Ages.
So wait, the Mongol, that happened after the Roman collapse.
Yeah,
The
that was
Mongol
after.
Empire fell apart.
Roman
Yep.
collapse is like 800
Mm-hmm.
BC.
Right. All right. So we're moving on. Oh, one other thing. They wore silk fucking shirts under their armor, because if they would get hit by arrows, the silk fibers would mesh around the arrowhead, allowing for a more sanitary and less damaging removal of
Oh
arrows.
shit! Never thought about that.
Wow.
Like it stuck with the edges, the sharp edges of the arrowhead, and so made a less damaging wound.
Yeah. And that was from fascinate.com. I've got the link on the fucking website. All right, so moving on to the What's Sexy, and we've got WandaVision. Mystic.
So, yeah, I was a little reluctant because I don't know.
Skeptical, yeah. It sounds like a weird, dumb system.
The first three or four kind of suck.
They don't suck. That's the thing. Like they while you're watching them, you're confused because you're watching these fucking you're watching these like episodes of, and you're like, who the fuck, what's going on? And then the episode 4 is when it really starts. Like you're like, oh shit. It's just a cool way that it unravels. Like you kind of unravel these fucking little mysteries within the story. And I think I don't know. I just think it's a cool fucking show, man.
What the fuck is this show? Like I haven't seen that. I don't know anything about this. Like, what the hell?
Well, I think it's like at first of that WandaVision, is it just her her perspective was like, oh, I forgot Vision is named Vision.
Who is this person? Oh, okay, so I feel like I'm missing out. Like,
have you seen the Marvel movies?
No, I haven't.
The Avengers.
Okay, well then, if you haven't seen any of the Marvel movies, we can't explain fucking 20 years of movies to you, bro.
Well, what the fuck is this shit?
Vision is one of the Avengers.
And so is Wanda.
And Wanda is the Scarlet Witch. She was one of the Avengers.
Yeah.
And they're
a couple.
Yeah, they're a couple.
Yep.
And they're basically. I don't want to tell. If you're gonna watch it, I can't tell you. Like,
I can't tell you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's they're in this place together.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Yeah. Right. Way to fucking not be.
They're like stuck there. They're like stuck in it, and it's weird at first. But.
Well.
It's.
Maybe I'll watch it when I re-enable my Disney Plus for Mandalorian season 3.
Yeah, there you go.
Right? Or at least rewatch the Avengers, who you can understand Vision. And you haven't seen the Avenger movies?
No, I haven't seen any of them.
I mean, they're
at least worth watching.
I mean,
yeah. The especially the ones with Thanos.
Yeah.
Don't fall on your chair, buddy. Lead back to us. There you go. Come back to us.
Ashtray, 1,000 rare earth magnets.
Fuck yeah. Look at this big box that was covered in a whole bunch of fucking bubble wrap because they don't want it to get, stuck in the sorting stuff of like running into the channels.
What the heck are you going to do with those?
What the fuck am I going to do with those? Oh, only the fucking thing. Every time you're like, what's that?
What? That didn't answer his question. At all.
Right? Yeah.
At all. We're all even more confused.
The Mag project I am fleshing out.
Okay, so let's describe to our podcast listeners. I'm looking at a bottle cap with a butthole picture on it.
Just straight butthole.
And a lot of like cocks going into assholes and vaginas.
Straight butthole.
So what is the purpose? What are those things?
Here's the
refrigerator magnets. Yeah.
The refrigerator magnets. So the underside has, I don't know if you can see it here. That's the brand.
This is what I put an asshole on my fridge. Why?
People buy raunchy shit on lighters. They will, like, college kids will buy raunchy ass fucking.
But nobody is gonna put their fucking sons. You can take it out of the camera now. Nobody's gonna hang out their sick kids' art on the refrigerator with an asshole bottle cap.
Well, yeah, but college kids will. He's right.
College kids will, of course. Like, yeah, I mean, and this is just this one here is just all like the Pornhub stuff, but it is basically it's the same concept of My Light, where it's all cut up art, but just in a 1-inch round circle that fits on fucking lighter, or I mean not a lighter, the bottle caps, which also means I can sell them at many more locations, because you got plenty of people like, lighters, they're gonna phase those out, even though weed culture is picking up. What's that?
You should have Spencer's Gifts with that shit. They'll love it.
Is Spencer's Gifts still around?
Yeah, it is. It is. I go there.
Yeah,
every
they're
day.
selling asshole magnets now.
Yeah, dude. Actually, Teddy's got a point. You should hit
Yeah, the thing is
those
too
fuckers up.
with the
Yeah.
magnet with the refrigerator magnets, I don't have to worry about stepping on Bic America's toes or like with my
yeah.
like. That's why I'm not trying to make a big web page present. Keep it more that kind of local ground level word of mouth brand. But with the magnets, um, yeah, there's no big brand,
Mhm.
The most expensive part is the magnet itself, but it's not Bic America because they sell their own, shrink wrapped ones with cool. They're, oh, cool art, yeah. This is what a fucking jerk off would buy a lighter for, and so
Or just light stuff.
What are we doing here?
I don't know. We're letting Ashtray talk. I don't know why. We're gonna stop him. He's going on a rant.
my point being is that Bic America could easily, like, when they took my stuff off Etsy, they could
They suck.
do a.
Oh, it's falling over.
Oh, my display.
The display is a failure.
Yeah, right. That means I need to.
Yeah, just don't put those magnets on your
Right.
monitor.
Thing is, Bic
Yeah,
America
right.
could do a slap suit on me for using their lighters because they also sell their own art lighters. And
So maybe
a
we
slap
should-
suit is
should say
basically, even if I have legal grounds to contend it, do I have the money to pay for lawyers
Not
to
against
go up
Bic.
against them?
So maybe you should give him the idea on the live stream of a show you're doing.
Maybe you should use cricket lighters then.
No one watches this show. Just
Cricket
wait, I
light.
Yeah,
got plenty
they
of
don't
shit
know.
to talk about.
They have no
later.
idea.
No one's.
All
no
right,
one gets to
Jesus
see it.
Christ, this is going too long. Next up, we're going Oracle with CBD bringing goddamn pain relief. So I've got a fucking pinched nerve in my neck, which I get these like once a year, and it runs down my fucking arm. Like the pain runs down my arm, and I lose fucking like 25% of my strength in my
You need to
hand.
loosen your neck up.
Yeah. And
Easier said than done.
right. I don't know if it's from a headbanging like a goddamn motherfucker when I was younger or whatever, but
blowjobs.
I'm fucked. Yeah, sucking dick under the overpass.
Oh, that's the worst.
That's the worst. You get a fucking pinched nerve.
That'll do it.
So anyway, looking for some pain relief, and I've been trying some shit. I tried to make some fucking gummies with some flour with CBD content, and it turned out like dog shit. I mean, it just is
Why
not
did
strong.
you use gelatin and shit? Like why did you use flour to make gummies?
I no, like fucking bud to do it.
Oh, okay.
But eventually I was like, hey, I got to get this to work. So I went and got a tincture, which is 4-to-1 fucking CBD to THC. And tell you what, this works. This works.
What's it called? It's got a cool label.
It's MXR Harmonize. And it's 4-to-1 CBD to THC. And you know what? This works way better than fucking, I was taking like arthritis Tylenol and shit. Works way better than that. So you just, put some drops under your tongue and you're ready to go. Good to go. So I am thankful for that.
How long did it, you feel it kick in, like 15 minutes or so?
It takes, I would say like full pain relief effect, probably more like 30 minutes for me.
Yeah.
30 to 45 minutes. You're definitely feeling it after like 20 minutes, but to get like the pain relief, you're looking at more like 45 minutes. But yeah, I mean, it's good. And with this, I really like this because you can take this, but you're not going to get so fucking high that you're like a Mongo, right? You're going to actually be.
No one wants to be a Mongoloid.
Right.
No one,
You really like
how
saying
bad
that
their
word.
empire was.
Right. So you can still function. You can still, do shit, which is good.
What?
All right. Next up, we got Teddy. First time oil making.
So I usually make butter, but this time I decided to make coconut oil. And I did it in the oven, which I've never done. Set at 215. I used 17 grams of the vape stuff, and then 5 grams of regular. Came out super dark, super potent. I was not ready for it. It didn't put me to
How
sleep.
much oil did you use?
I think you used like 3 or 4 cups of oil.
Oh,
It's fucking, yeah. It's real potent. It's awesome. I'm
Man,
glad it
listen,
came out. I
man.
was a little worried because it's got, like I said, put in the oven for the first time. As you can see, I'm high as shit, so it worked. Let's keep moving.
Awesome.
But yeah, I'm not going back to butter after this. This is not, yeah. And I can't wait to make some gummies and shit.
I mean, the gummies are nice. I fucked up when I made it too weak, but it is nice with the coconut oil because it makes the gummies. It's like creamsicle fucking shit, which is good. Really good flavor. That's a lot of weed though, dude. Like that's so much more than what I put in.
Well, yeah, but
Dee's been smoking for a lot. I mean,
yeah.
How many
I would
grams
use a
did you
whole
put
ounce
in?
for a pound of butter.
It was 21 altogether.
Yeah.
You said 3
I use
quarters?
about a quarter for a stick of butter.
I
don't know what that
I usually use like an ounce per pound of butter. So
yeah, 4 sticks in a pound. It's about general rule of pothead.
I mean, yeah. So
Oracle would just have to eat, a fourth of ours.
Right. Hey, I'll be a cheap date as long as
You'll get there.
I can.
You'll get there.
Right.
Oh, just wait till y'all come for the wedding. It's gonna be on. It's gonna be
it's gonna be on.
it's gonna be.
Yeah.
It's gonna be on.
See, the thing is,
I mean, it'll be on. The problem though, it's like, it's 3 p.m. They left.
Right.
I mean, you know what you could do?
What are you talking about?
Because you said you're like leaving at 3 p.m. right?
No. We're leaving at like fucking 12:30.
hey, we get to party the day before though, right? Like it's not.
Yes, man. Yes.
Well, okay,
Right.
we party the day before, but
yes.
dance party is the dance party going to be just the day before then, or what?
No, the wedding is the day that the wedding is going to happen. We're just
and
leaving
the reception.
early because, and the reception's the same day. We're just leaving early because our flights got moved up to 2:00.
Okay. So how
we're
much
leaving early.
longer do you want the party to go after you guys leave?
It's going to like 3 or 4.
3 or 4 p.m.
Afternoon. Yeah.
And then we're gonna go steal Dave Mustaine's fucking horse.
Yeah, and then you can go fuck around in Nashville, Ashtray.
Yeah, I guess all right. Yeah, we'll just all get tore up and then we'll go fuck around.
Yeah,
go get hot chicken and fucking.
I mean, yeah, y'all.
Get some fucking ribs.
You know what? You need to make sure some bullet points for me and Oracle to like places to check out while we're ripped up. Because you're not gonna be there to help guide us.
Well, if y'all, we're gonna hang out the day. I mean, y'all gonna be there a day or two before the wedding at least, so we're gonna hang out. Trust me, bro. I got this. I got it under control.
All right. Yeah, it's true. You got a wedding planner.
I've been an adult for a long time. I know how to hang out with friends.
Really helps.
I mean, really, I know how to hang out with friends when they come into town. I got this.
All right, next up we've got the fuck what you think section, which is where we tell you to go fuck yourself. And first up we have Teddy with the cancel culture. What's up with that?
So first off, I don't know how cancel culture got started or who controls it or whatever.
It's the fucking Jews.
Well, Twitter actually, I think
really.
Most of it
I don't know, and who decides who to cancel who? Apparently, Dr. Seuss is on the chopping block now.
Because anybody can cancel anybody.
Okay?
That's the thing, yeah.
Yeah,
it's a true democracy in that.
In make-believe land, yeah. But Dr. Seuss is on the chopping block for a book he wrote in the 50s that has an Asian guy looking like an Asian guy, has Africans looking like Africans.
But he's not really on the chopping block. That doesn't. They're saying they're getting canceled, but Dr. Seuss is the company that isn't making them. That's like if Hershey's wanted to stop making a fucking candy bar. People were like, they're being canceled.
I'm just talking about people getting offended by passion. Like Eminem apparently is now trying to cancel Eminem because of his very offensive, very great albums he did back in the past. I don't get.
Oh God!
Good luck with that.
Eminem is getting canceled.
Well, that's
Well,
what
they
I'm
tried to
saying.
cancel Noam
Right, but,
Chomsky.
like,
Remember
yeah,
that?
Well,
Dude, they can
okay.
try all they want. Give me a fucking break.
Noam
But this-
Chomsky is one thing, but Eminem, Jesus
You
Christ,
gonna
that was the
cancel
point.
Eminem? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing
Next
is,
up's gonna
that's
be
my fault,
Cannibal
Jimmy.
Corpse.
That's
the
how
real big
like
one
they
was
were.
making
Right.
Justin
Understand.
Timberlake basically, you know, to just acquiesce and like I apologize for all the wrong shit I did as a teenager to Britney Spears and her fucking Hollywood relationship. Like I can't even imagine how fucked up the dynamics are to have a relationship at their ages at the time, and 20 years later now, you gotta apologize.
You know what the
Right.
world needs is a healthy dose of the lead singer of Deicide. Have you guys ever heard that radio thing that he
We
did
don't
with
listen.
that
We don't listen to
conservative
metal.
dude?
We don't know. We don't
No,
know.
he did this radio interview though because they're obviously anti-religion. Like,
Oh, he's
but
like
there
a
was
talk
this
radio guy?
pastor. Yeah, this is back in the early 90s.
Yeah, let
and
me
this
bring up a
pastor-
picture of Glenn Benton.
Yeah.
That's his
So-
name.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So like he would go on this thing and this like preacher would be like, I feel sorry for your soul, and this dude is like, I'm gonna fuck you in your ass. It's like just going crazy. He's like, I'm gonna fucking rape your kids, and then I'm gonna eat their fucking hearts in front of everybody. And the dude, he's just fucking. It was crazy. But
Was this
dude
live
stuck
or a
in there.
call-in
Yes,
sort of
this
thing?
dude stuck the fuck in there. He let this dude just rant on him for fucking. Oh my god, it was the most amazing thing I'd ever heard. He's like, you want to talk to me? I'll come on your show. And then it was just fucking the greatest shit ever.
Yeah.
fucking
Oh,
cunt.
so he was a guest on these shows.
Yeah, he's like calling him a fucking because like, well, this dude was like trying to cancel Deicide. They're the devil's spawn. They're you know what I mean, like
Right.
boycotting their fucking concerts and shit. And this dude's like, you want to talk to me? Oh,
Yeah, I don't get that. If you don't like it, just don't be
Right.
into it. I mean, it's not that fucking
yeah.
hard. It's
Yeah.
I'm good. I don't like it, so I'm gonna get rid of it. I mean, that's
to be
retarded.
honest with you,
Well, it's a shame. It's that nation.
Dr.
Everyone wants to
Seuss's book
shame
sales
people.
right now are out
Power
the fucking
thing.
through the roof.
Yeah, because people are like, I want to see this
Just-
shit.
You know what I mean? It's like when you burn a Snoop Dogg album. Well, you already bought it.
Yeah, right.
Like, you
Or
boycott
Le-
it, stupid
Or a
motherfucker. I got
LeBron
the money.
jersey.
Yeah,
Right.
money's already spent.
Yeah.
right? It's like I'd love to see him try to cancel fucking Mylate. What are you gonna cancel?
Right.
Should you have
Fucking-
any more to
it's,
drink,
It's
buddy?
recycling alt smut everything.
Are you? You sure you be having another drink there, buddy?
Nobody wants to cancel your butthole magnets, dude. Calm
So-
down.
He's lying. I do. I really do.
So I
Chugging
actually
the
I
fridge.
was super drunk and I was doing shots
Daddy
with
might be right.
Glenn Benton one time.
Shut up, really?
Yeah, dude. And I mean,
You
I
hung
was
out with that crazy motherfucker.
I was so wasted. And I was like, yeah, man, let's do a fucking Jaeger bomb. And
You're
he's-
lucky you're not dead.
Who's this guy?
Glenn Benton, this
Wait,
guy that
Lead
he's talking
singer of
about.
Deicide.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I was fucking doing shots with this guy. And he's like we're in this bar in San Marcos, California. And he's like, the guy
Jaeger.
like does the Jaeger bomb where you got the little cup with the little shot thing in the middle and the fucking monster
No,
and whatever.
Bob is.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I haven't been out for a while, Teddy, so go fuck yourself.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
right.
I thought
I had to-
was like,
I actually had to remind myself what a Jaeger bomb was. And so the fucking dude,
Amateur.
the fucking dude, the bartender, he fucking pours the shot or whatever, and Glenn Benton, he's next to me, he's like, no, this isn't right. Let me do it. And he just like takes control and he starts like doing it himself. And it was
Making
like
the Jaeger bombs.
yeah, making the Jaeger bombs. And he was a pretty big dickhead. He's not a nice guy.
Well, like you do if you're not the actually bartender and you take the bartender's bottles and start making the drink yourself. Yeah, that's a dick move.
Yeah, he's a pretty big
But you
dick.
kept drinking
Bartender's
with this guy. I'm
fucking-
guessing because he was buying the drinks.
Won't stand for that.
I don't know if you. No, I think I was buying the drinks for that.
So you
You're
paid to
buying
hang out with
drinks
the
and you
dickhead?
just
No,
Bargain.
so he was playing a show there. So it was in a
Oh,
small
okay.
club. So there was this place called Jumping Turtle, in between San Diego and Los Angeles. So all the bands would play in San Diego, and they'd stop for like the small club kind of gig in this place in San Marcos, and before they went up to LA. So it was like a real intimate kind of atmosphere. It was cool. But anyway, next up we have Mystic with Nothing Proper About Your Propaganda.
Ain't nothing proper about your propaganda.
Oh, sorry.
Come on, Ashtray. You know the next line?
Wait, ain't no button. No, I can't think.
Fools
I'm
follow
fucked
rules
up.
when the set commands you.
What is
Said
this?
it was
Oh,
blue
yeah.
when your
Great.
blood was red. That's how you got a bullet blasting through your head. Anyway, so we are voting to form a union at work, and as soon as the union notified the company that we were going to vote on it, we started to receive like propaganda mail, right? Yeah. But each one is overnighted through UPS, and it's a letter.
So it's a very formal, like, this is important.
Yeah. But how much does that cost?
Oh, a lot. But
that's what I'm saying.
Think it's
the whole point of this.
Really take notice and not.
We can't have any overtime, not 1 minute of overtime, because the company can't afford it. But they can afford to overnight 30 fucking letters 3 times to our houses in the last week and a half.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's fucking crazy, ridiculous.
Well, because they'll say, once you get the union, they're gonna want raises.
Of course. And it's the usual propaganda. You don't need a union.
Like people.
We
can't have that.
You can come to us with any problems that you have. Yeah.
Yeah.
People have tried, and they got fucking,
pushed out
and pushed out. Yeah, because of it. It's a fucking old white boys club in that fucking station. The only thing that can change that is a union or get rid of the management.
So yeah, I guess in the news industry, are unions pretty common, or is it kind of like half and half?
It's
the journalism probably
for
the
engineers. It's more common for engineers. The engineers are usually in unions, but they also most of the time are,
raging alcoholics.
No, they're more like STEM stuff like that usually has more unions in places like that. Like if electricians and shit like that in movie making.
Right.
Are, you know what I mean?
Stagehands, yep.
Right. They have their own type of anyway. So but we were trying to join the Chicago chapter of Nesbet, I think it's called. Nebet? I don't know fucking what it's called.
Chicken and a biscuit?
Yeah, exactly.
Chicken and a biscuit.
But it's just I don't know. I'm sick of fucking companies and their bullshit, dude. We need to end this fucking corporate fucking era. Post-corporate era. Chanted Ashtray. Post-corporate era.
Post-corporate era.
That sounds like a terrible band.
That's the problem, is no one knows what to no one has a plan on how to end the system we're in right now.
Oh yeah, we have to come up with a way to do it.
Everybody does. If you've seen the end of Fight Club, you know how to take down the system.
Yeah, we go back down to tribalism and hunting and gathering.
Robert Paulson.
That shit ain't gonna
make our own soap and shit out of fucking.
That's why there's no sequel to Fight Club, because it would be very depressing.
Boom. Speaking of depressing, Ashtray with emotional sponges.
Heck yeah. So my lady friend, who I won't use any other, I'll use the name Tits McGee. You know what I'm talking about.
Tits McGee.
So
Tits McGee. I remember Tits McGee.
Yeah, so well, basically, fucking with lockdown, it's been a year now, where it's like, yeah, we were COVID buddies, and at in the summertime it was she had just like she had her like, well, what would you ever think about, like, what do you think about dating or blah blah blah? And I was kind of like, I don't, I'm just not sure. And that also goes to my own fears that like a relationship will fuck up all the work I do for my side businesses. That aside, though, so we basically been hanging out uh, with the COVID being what it is. It's like, here's someone like I feel the intimacy, anyways, is there because it's like I can't go out and meet other people. And lately, it's just been like her having to call. She's got, and don't get me wrong, she's power of attorney for her mother who lives way up north in Wisconsin and who's going through a lot of health issues right now. And also her mother is like such a severe alcoholic where like the where the blood level is like you can't easily just do surgery with anesthesia on this person. Like you
So
have
like
to
a
monitor.
typical Wisconsinite.
Exactly. Well, the alcoholism getting to the point where her mother, like, where they do a welfare check and they find her on the ground and she's like shit herself and
Oh,
it's just all over the yeah,
right.
like not just an alcoholic, but she's at
one
the
of
age
those.
One
too
of
where
those.
she's
Okay,
one of
yeah,
those.
that's like the next level, right?
Yeah, that's not just like an alcoholic who like gets the shakes and stuff, but like where she's the. So what I understand, like, the pressure of trying to, she's power of attorney for her mother who lives up north, and trying to deal with that situation. The empathy, right? Like I can't imagine how stressful that's got to be, and knowing that your mom may pass away with these surgeries she's going through. And anyways, she hits up to like, can you just come over and I just for some snuggles, and I'm like, yeah, I can, but I got a podcast tonight, so yeah, I can come over for a little bit, and then I go. And anyways, in that, because me going over to her is like me. I'm like being that emotional rock, right? Where I'm not like, Brittany, I need you to come here because like I had such a bad day. Like come over and snuggle with me, right? No, but so coming over there all the time, you can't help but like also build your own emotional bond when you're like emotionally supportive for someone.
So I don't get it. Did she break up with you, or like what are you bitching about here? What's
No,
going on?
basically it's like I
was curious. I was like, did she die or something? What happened?
No,
bro?
no. It's like
mean,
I told her like I can't
is this
be
a podcast or a therapy session.
It is a therapy session. That's right.
I
like,
know.
I know she's not gonna watch
it,
it, so I'm gonna bitch about Tits McGee.
I know.
That she's like, basically I was like, we're basically dating without the sex. Like I'm over here enough helping you out when you're feeling
without the sex. That's shitty.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Right. What is that? That's like dating a Tupperware.
So you're bitching about not getting laid, is what you're saying?
Yeah, she just wants a friend, dude. She wants a gay friend. Is what she wants.
The thing is, I can't come over and emotionally like. I admit that for a year,
can't go over and emotionally support her without getting a blowjob.
Yeah, I just want to fuck you, baby.
Right? Like, how can you expect to not also build an emotional? Like
exactly, right?
I'm building emotional feelings for you, and like if I'm not getting a blowjob out of this, like I gotta step away.
I gotcha.
I understand.
Step away. I understand.
I can't be an emotional rock for someone that I'm not having.
Who won't rock my cock?
Yeah, right? A actual relationship with, and she says like, well, you remember last summer when I brought that up and I threw myself out there. And you said, no, I'm not sure if I see myself in a relationship. I'm like, yeah, I know, ain't that some shit? She's like, I've been going back and forth too. My could I see myself with you or not? And I'm like, yeah, no shit. Like, that's what I'm doing right here. This is now like a fucking, half a 3/4 a year later. And it's like, sure. Yeah, just have it coming back to hit me. Or, it's like, oh, because I turned you down then when we were only hanging out for 3 or 4 months at the time. And now it's just like, I'm still hanging out with you a lot due to the limitations of the pandemic. I can't go out dancing. Like you can't expect me to not build an emotional bond there.
You want me and Oracle the Thunderfucker?
Yeah.
Thunderfuck.
So anyways,
yeah.
that's my fucking two things. It's like, it was like,
teach her a lesson, dude. I'm telling
well, I
you.
threw myself out there, and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Thunderfuck.
Oh, this is also what's fucking you think is because it is
You have
9 o'clock,
another
right?
fuck what you think?
How many we got? What do you fucking think?
It's all part of the same. It's all part of the
Oh,
same.
okay.
It was 9 o'clock, right?
Article 2.
It's 9 o'clock. I told her, I can come over, give you a little emotional support, but I'm leaving because I got a podcast. And she's like, well, can't you just cancel it? Or like call in.
Fuck no.
And I'm like,
all right.
No. Yeah, I'm like, no,
Mitch
this isn't like you.
And
She's also
Travis would be
complaining about she might be
Why is this bitches?
she
I'm
might
sorry,
be
go
getting fired from her job because she's like, granted,
she's
she's
an emotional
dealing
terrorist.
she's dealing with having a mom who's about to die, and she's power of attorney, but it's way up north, remotely.
We got
That's
that.
gotta suck.
Yeah.
But you can't keep just being like, hey, I'm gonna send emails being like, yeah, I just can't come in today. It's like you gotta really communicate with your job
Yeah.
that like this is serious. She's like, I think they're gonna fire. Like,
What did she do?
She's a vet tech.
Oh, they're
and-
always fucked up.
World needs ditch diggers too, I guess.
Well, vet techs have a high suicide rate. Well, veterinarians in general. But anyways,
Yeah, because they
it's just
euthanize
like-
more animals than they save.
it's like, fuck, you're just being this like emotional goddamn sponge, and you can't not expect me to grow more fonder of you by coming over here to be emotionally supportive.
So what you're
Like,
saying is she's not
that's it.
sponge worthy.
She's not sponge worthy because I'm not
Nice.
getting to throw
Nice.
anything on the sponge.
Okay. All right.
What I mean.
That's a good
We get
ending
it.
point. So,
So it's just like, anyways, it just pissed me off. It's like I shouldn't be this emotional.
Did it-
Came over
did
here
it
to
piss you
comfort
off?
you, and
You
Yeah,
came
we
over
couldn't
and
tell.
fuck her, bro.
We couldn't tell.
all that too. But also, knowing that it's just like, I guess, I don't know, emotionally throwing
Okay,
yourself
yep.
out
can
there
I
sucks.
read this
We got it.
message that somebody has sent us? Actually, so we had
Travis isn't buying over here.
two
What is
people
it?
send us messages. So one person,
Awesome.
Travis, said Jesus Ashtray, which is not surprising.
Yeah, right.
We also had Dark Sage 9117 ask or say, one thing I have found fascinating about the Mongols during their reign was how the Khans allowed them to keep their ideas and religions as long as they paid tribute to the Mongol Empire. Obviously, Genghis Khan was a very intellectual person, even though he was violent and brutal. My question is, if the Mongols had invaded Europe, what would Khan's relationship with the Pope have been?
Oh. I think. Yeah, I don't know.
That's a good question.
Do you think he would have allowed the Pope to exist?
Pope to be the
I
Pope?
think-
Otherwise, he'd
Sure,
have to
why
fucking
not?
kill the Pope,
I
and
think
he would have to
because
tear that whole religion
Yeah,
down.
it's more
don't
beneficial to
think-
keep the Pope.
to
It's
keep
more
the Pope
beneficial to
because-
keep him.
because
and- yeah.
Christianity was spreading and it was so prevalent, and the
Mhm.
power that the church had. I mean, the church was the money. So I mean, it was.
Right.
it
Well,
was,
like you were saying, his advantage before, you said his advantage was that he didn't just kill everyone. Like, he kept the people who managed the city and stuff like that, like,
Mm-hmm.
there so they could keep things at peace. So I could see, like, yeah, you want to keep the Christians at peace, put the Pope in his place,
Yeah.
but don't kill him.
So
Fucking pistol whip him at least. Yeah.
Dark
You
Sage
gotta teach him a
9117
lesson.
says,
Pistols aren't even invented. But
in my opinion, and this is hypothetical since it never occurred, I think the Mongols and the head of the Catholic Church would never have gotten along. When two people with that much power see the world in the different way, it would. I would think that it would want to ensure someone like the Pope was had as little power as possible. I agree with you guys. I think they would have kept him around, and they would have had like a puppet Pope kind of thing.
Yeah, it depends on what kind of Pope he was, because the thing is when King Henry tried to claim that he was more powerful than the church, they shut that shit down. You know what I mean? They did it over and over in their history. The church is the most powerful thing in Europe. People knew that, even more powerful than
well,
kings.
at that time,
And
it was the government, basically.
Yeah, and I don't think that they would back down or bow down to the Mongols. So I think the Mongols would probably have to kill him.
Well, not with that yet.
All right. Last up, we have me with my fuck what you think. The ending of Alita
question, buddy,
Battle Angel. So this movie was on sale, and it was fucking badass. This was a kick-ass movie. Like,
yeah, the manga and the cartoon is pretty sick too. If you want to check those out,
really fucking cool. James Cameron.
It's a manga, you bastard.
Hey, guess what, James Cameron? Stop fucking riding around in your submarines like a fucking ocean cowboy and finish your goddamn movies.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude?
7 Avatar that are being made right now.
Well, but he's making them all. He's making them all in a row, though. It's fucking calm down.
Is he though?
Coming?
Is he right? Is he though?
Okay, dude. They stopped this movie.
That's like me saying, "Oh, I'm fucking working out all the time," but it's like your belly doesn't look like it's any smaller.
This movie fucking hit a brick wall at the very end. Like, I mean, it seriously stopped. Like, it was building up to this crescendo, and it was like, boom, end of the fucking movie. It's like, holy shit. Come on. What the fuck, man? Like, let's have a little bit of resolution.
Didn't write it?
Well, the thing is, like, if I remember right, it's been a while. It's that upper society, right, that you don't really get to know about, and she's got to get up there.
Right.
Well, it's more. There's more coming in the sequel. You just have to fucking wait.
Are they going to make the sequel?
They are.
Your face is great. When? When do I have to fucking wait? I want to see it now.
I mean,
well, like somebody made that GIF where she was like, "I demand a sequel."
Also, I mean, that's how the cartoon ends. Really, I mean, it's fucking.
Well,
that's how fucking Lord of the Rings ended. Remember?
Yeah.
And it fucking pissed me off so much.
But you knew that there was a sequel.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah, you're right.
You know?
Is there right?
Well, Teddy says there's more sequels to this, right, Teddy?
He's supposed to. I thought he said he was. He did Battle Alita first. He did the Alita movie first, and then after that, he was done with that. He started working on all of the avatars. And after he's done with those, he's coming back and doing the Alita shit. So calm the fuck down.
Like
but you know how long he's been fucking jerking off on the Avatar movies?
Right.
That's a long time.
Exactly.
Look, it's not my fault. He hadn't fucking.
Not to mention how many of them is he making at one time? How many is he making at one time?
I think he's making like 3 or 4 of them. I think.
Can you fucking imagine the amount of CG work that has to go into those 4 movies? You know what I'm saying? We're talking years in post-production.
Yeah. But
that shit ain't going to be out until 2025, 2026.
We're going to be on Mars at that point.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, right? Look
by that time,
Elon Musk
Oracle ain't going to care about
crazy
Alita.
Rockets.
Exactly. I'm going to have a fucking
we'll
huge
be on Mars before the
cyborg
movies
dick
come out.
living on Venus.
You know what? There won't even be movie theaters anymore. Everybody watches everything on HBO Max.
There you go.
That's pretty much the
HBO
way it's going.
Max is going to finally be the top streaming service.
It's got everything. It's even got the old racist fucking cartoons on it, buddy. It's fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, right?
Like
like,
black
we
and
don't
white.
need to cancel this shit.
I mean, it's fucking awesome. It's
You know, it's like
the
with
old
cancel
cartoon.
culture, like why aren't they canceling, fucking all Spartacus and all those fucking True Blood, all the fucking
Ashtray,
shit.
go to bed, dude.
Really?
All right. In all seriousness, go fuck yourself. Back pain. That's our show. We're going to be here every Wednesday or Thursday night at 10 p.m. Central. Make sure you join the conversation at theredeyereport.com or facebook.com/redeyereport. You can also twiddle us at redeye_report. Like us, share us, fuck us. We're down for whatever. I'm Oracle.
This is Ashtray.
I missed it.
And I'm Teddy. Said happy birthday, Stephanie. Love you.
Boom, boom.
Oh, that's adorable.
Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Can she
this-
sign up for AARP yet?
She's older than she's ever been.
And this is the Red Eye Report.
Oh, you fat bastard. At least her knees work.
My knees work just fine. It's my feet that don't.